Welcome to Season 7 of the Resilient Voices podcast. This is a space dedicated to amplifying the voices of Myanmar's pro-democracy community in exile, standing firm against repression and supporting the fight for freedom of expression in the aftermath of the February 1st, 2021 military coup. Until now, our episodes have been in Burmese, serving as a vital resource for audiences within and beyond Myanmar. But this season, we're taking a new step. We're bringing our stories, insights, and struggles to a wider audience by presenting Season 7 in English. Why? Because Myanmar's fight for democracy matters to the world. Together, we can build greater understanding, foster solidarity, and inspire action to support those fighting for justice and freedom. Let's dive in.
My story, presidency, war, and the struggle for right. Myanmar. Part 1. Who am I? I am originally from Myanmar, but now live in Thailand. After the military took over Myanmar 3 years ago, there has been a lot of resistance and ongoing conflict. As a journalist, I have to work in hidden or from abroad to avoid getting arrested or targeted. It is tough. Finding steady what is hard. I am constantly under pressure from the military, and security threats are always a worry, like many others. I flee to Thailand to continue my work in journalism and advocacy, where I can actually do so in relative safety. I had been in Thailand since 2021, working as a coordinator for an ethnic exile media support group on a 1-year contract. My role involved managing a team of journalists and editors, linking with upper management and collaborating with external partners for training and update. I also handle recruitment, data collection, internet communication, reports, program monitoring, and finance, as well as negotiating with external partner. Unfortunately, despite my hard work, my contract was not extended for the next year. There was no clear reason given. I was not provided any explanation or feedback. I believed one reason may be difficult relation with my assistant, who had been here over 10 years and wanted my position. He has frequently bullied and pressured me, even yelling at me in front of others. When I reported his unprofessional behavior to the director, she ignored it, as he worked for her at her house and they have a close personal relationship. I believe this is one of the reasons I lost my job. I was shocked when I received the email. They decided not to extend my contract and informed me just 2 months in advance. But how am I supposed to find a new job abroad in such a short time? I cannot work within the Thai community due to the language barrier and the limitation of my professional background. Luckily, I got a job with an exile media organization, and it offers a higher salary than my current job. I was really happy at the moment because it felt like I had finally found a way to keep going and support myself. Part 2. What was wrong? On a pleasant, sunny, and slightly cool day in the last week of January 2022, the flowers were in bloom, filling the air with their sweet fragrance in the city where I live. The city is especially beautiful during the winter season, surrounded by many mountains. One of my favorite flowers, a pink variety known as cherries in Burmese, which locals call sakura, blooms on the mountain during this season. People must wear a light coat or sweater to keep when they were outside. My husband and I went to the immigration office early in the morning, around 8:30 a.m. on that day, to extend my visa for the coming year. Luckily, the visa process was completed that morning, so we decided to visit a Burmese restaurant near the office. We have already eaten there before, and after finishing the immigration process, we enjoy a mee or mohinga, a traditional Burmese fish sauce, often eaten in the morning, and a cat lapaye, Burmese tea. When we arrived, the restaurant was not very crowded, as it had been lately. We know the owner well, so while we ate, we chatted with her about the complicated legal process of registration and marriage between a Burmese person and a foreigner. My husband, being a lawyer, shared as much information as he knows about the process, as the owner is planning to marry a foreigner and move to a Western country. After we finished eating, we said goodbye to the owner and thanked her for the delicious food. At the moment, I suddenly feel dizzy, as if the ground was shaking like an earthquake, something I have never experienced before in my life. As I sat on the bed of my husband's motorcycle, I thought to myself, what could be causing it? I asked myself, if I have slept well, if I have eaten properly, or if I was simply just tired. My brain answered, no, I'm okay, I'm not tired. I just the day for my contraceptive medication, which I must take regularly. I stopped taking it during my period, but I forgot to resume it after my period ended, and it had been over a week. I also have a sad last week. I didn't take emergency contraception because I did not realize it is possible to get pregnancy within a week. However, I don't want to have a child in my current precarious situation. Part 3. Motherly instinct kicked in. My hand was shaking while red light and when faith relied on the pregnancy test. So I took the test again and called my childhood friend. She told me, if you see 2 red lights, there's no doubt you are pregnant. I was shocked and upset, but I decided to test again. This time I saw a red light. I looked at my husband's face, feeling really upset. In my mind, I keep thinking he doesn't have a job and I just got a new one. How could we afford to have this child with our situation so unstable? I said to him, I don't want to get back to this child because of our situation. My husband was calmer than me. He told me we can consider 2 options. When I have the ward claimed down and spent 3 days thinking unstable to eat or sleep, I keep asking myself whether I should have the baby or terminate the pregnancy. During those 3 days, I researched Thai law on abortion and find out that there are legal clinics in my city that provide abortion service. I even learned that one of my colleagues who lived in Bangkok had gone through the process. So I could ask her about it. But as I thought more, my motherly instinct get in. I decided to keep my baby and go through with pregnancy. But when challenge came as for me, how do I tell my supervisor about my pregnancy during my 2-month probation period? I was working hard this day, doing my best to show my supervisor my ability. I made sure to avoid mistakes and complete my assignments on time. I didn't lie in bed like other pregnant women, and I didn't experience much morning or evening sick. I told my baby, if you want to be with us, you have to be strong. I am working hard to earn a living for of it. Please stay strong and too tired. But for a lonely part moment, I am pregnant. It is just 2 weeks, I told my supervisor. Did you know you were pregnant before you applied for this position? He asked. I said, no, I didn't know. I was pregnant before I joined your team. He said, oh, okay. Later, the whole office found out that I was pregnant. One day, there was a project meeting with partner. Before the meeting ended, a woman who is one of the authority figures in our organization said in front of a lot of people, I heard she is pregnant. How can she walk when her pregnancy gets bigger? Her words make me feel really upset, and I began to wonder if I have a mistake by giving my baby. I looked at her and mouthed a response immediately, thinking, many women working while pregnant. Why cannot I do it? My supervisor, a man, and another elder man interpreted our conversation and stood by me. They said, I believe she can do it. That is a lollipop moment for me. A lollipop moment refers to a brief, often simple interaction or gesture that has a significant positive impact on someone's life. The trend was popularized by Drew Dotley in his TED Talk, where he described how small adult kindness, like handling someone a lollipop, can change someone's day or even their life, even if the person giving the gesture doesn't realize its impact. It is about recognizing the power of small, meaningful actions and how they can inspire or help others in a way we might not immediately see. Part 5. Struggle for right. When I became official permanent staff, I read the office policy for staffers. There was only an English version. I found that it mentioned maternity leave. It stated that employees who have worked for over 6 months are entitled to maternity benefits. I understand that female staff who had worked for over 6 months are entitled to 3 months of leave with half salary as a benefit. For male staff, they are entitled to 1 month of leave with half salary as a benefit. So I went directly to speak to the employment manager about maternity leave. She said, you will not be eligible for maternity leave because you have not worked for over 1 year with our organization, and we never provided 3 months of leave with health salary to our pregnant staff if you are not over 1 year. When I had her word, it let me spill it, but I sent an email with a screenshot of the maternity leave paragraph from the policy and state that I have a right to benefit from the office policy if I am a permanent staff member, according to the contract. Even though I remind her several times, I have not responded from this email from her until I am close to born my baby. If you well me, you might understand how I live every day worrying and working hard while carrying my baby inside. If I lost my job, I will have to return my home country and my baby and I will be in danger under the military regime because they hate us. Finally, I raised this issue to the boss from my supervisor. My supervisor advised me to speak up if I lost my job and do not receive maternity leave and benefits. A week before my baby due date, my official maternity leave was approved by my boss, and I will have held my salary during my leave. They did not replace me in my position, but my supervisor said he would until I returned. Some women working in this industry do not have standard maternity leave. One of my colleagues from a different organization told me that she had to wait a week after giving birth to finish her editing assignment. She said, "My office will not pay my salary if I don't work. They only pay for 1 week or maternity leave. In my case, I didn't even open my computer during my maternity leave. I want women to better understand their right at work during pregnancy. Most HR policies and contracts in our industry are written only in English. Why 80% of our staff are from Myanmar, and many of them are not fluent in English. They simply sign the document to secure a job without reading or understanding what was written due to the language barrier. In my case, if I haven't understood the maternity leave policy and contract in English, I could have missed out on benefit or even lost my job. From my experience, many organizations lack a clear and comprehensive office policy. When they don't have one, it is often written from the management point of view without taking into account the perspective of the production staff. Some smaller media organizations don't even have a policy in place at all. To wind up my journey through pregnancy as a journalist in Asia had been one of the resilient advocacy and learnings to negative complex system. It has shown me that the importance of knowing your right, even when they are feeling stacked against you. It has also highlighted the need for more inclusive workplace policy that truly support women, especially those facing additional barriers like language or legal restriction. As I hold my baby now, I feel a renewed sense of purpose, not only as a mother, but as someone committed to fight for the world where every woman can walk with dignity and confidence, regardless of her circumstance. This is my story, and I hope it inspires others to stand up for their rights and to never give up, no matter how challenging the path ahead may seem.
We hope these stories have offered insight into the ongoing struggle in Myanmar and the resilience of the pro-democracy community in exile. We encourage you to share what you've heard with others, amplify these voices, and help keep the conversation about Myanmar alive. Stay connected with us for updates and new episodes on Instagram and Facebook at Resilient Voices Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support helps us reach an even wider audience. Until next time, take care and thank you for listening.